That it's 5:30. I'll call the village board meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Patrick. Come over here. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll pick that up later. Yeah.
Ready? Yeah. Okay.
I know. It's not the same thing.
I could have stayed home.
Your microphone.
No, it's not. No, it's not. We'll discuss that later. Motion to approve minutes on October 13th, 2025 meeting.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously. Correspondence, none. I don't have any citizens' comments. Most of the, tonight, if everybody's here, you can comment during the public hearings on the items that you're here for. So first is public hearing and action on final plat land division requested by Summers Creek and Corp. 4011 8th Street, Kenosha, Wisconsin 53142. Dan O'Shea Bear Development, LLC, 4011 80th Street, Kenosha, Wisconsin, 53142, requesting approval of a final plat dated March 20th, 2025, and prepared by John A. Kapacki of Pinnacle Engineering Company on tax parcel 82-222-151-0560, 82-4. Oh, I'm sorry.
I was wondering what you were doing, sorry.
Yeah, you should have said something like, oh. I had, Kevin gave that to me today, and I'm going like, what? Okay, the first public hearing and action on request by Summers American Legion, post number 552, P.O. Box 31, Summers, Wisconsin 53171, Arnold E. Gens, P.O. Box 431, Summers, Wisconsin 53171, agenda requesting rezoning approval from I-1 Institutional District and R4 Urban Single Family Residential District to R4 Urban Single Family Residential District and PUD Plan Unit Development Overlay District on tax parcel 82-4-222-162-027 located in the northwest quarter of Section 16, T2N R22 East, Village of Summers. Anyone wishing to speak? Anyone wishing to speak? Come on up. State your name and address.
My name is Terry Kallenbach. I'm the attorney for Arnold E. Gens. I'm the one who prepared the petition. I've tried to set forth what the results of a work group meeting was last September on this parcel. Did my best to include everything. Pardon? I'm sorry, what, sir?
Can you speak up a little bit, just because they've got in trouble hearing you back. Just talk closer.
Is this any better?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, I'm sorry.
That's
I'll start
okay.
over. My name is Terry Kallenbach. I'm the attorney, and I represent Arnold E. Gens, the person who proposes to purchase the American Legion building. We met last autumn in September with the work group, went through and discussed how this might be accomplished for the benefit of both the American Legion and Mr. Gens, as well as the Village of Summers. I've included all of those in the application and petition, the request for rezoning and for the joinder of these two parcels. I do think there is significant benefit, and without detailing each and everything that's in the application, the current situation are two non-conforming lots, each having roughly 50 feet of frontage on 12th Street. Mr. Gens shares a driveway based upon an easement with the American Legion Hall. His intent is to use the American Legion Hall as an accessory building that would conform to R4 zoning once the parcels are joined. He intends to use this for storage and I believe parking in the front garage purpose. We're here to answer any questions that the Plan Commission may have. And again, I think we've detailed the protections in this for the Village of Summers and the benefits. These parcels, once joined, could not be subdivided unless that building was raised. There would be appropriate deed restrictions that would restrict the use of that building and that property as an accessory building consistent with R4 zoning. I believe the building could not be expanded. I'm not certain of that. I don't have the dimensions immediately in mind. We've worked with Mr. Godshall through the county. We've worked with the work group. We're here to answer any questions that the Plan Commission may have or any questions that are addressed to the Plan Commission by the public this evening. And we're requesting that the application be approved. This matter go before the Village Board of Trustees at its next meeting. Our intent would be to close this transaction on or before April 30th, and we've worked hard to meet those time deadlines. Notwithstanding, we're here to answer questions the village may have and to work with the village so that we can do this in a seamless way for the benefit of all concerned.
Does any board member have any question on this?
Is the VFW non-functioning anymore, and we're going to be doing away with it? Is that what's going on?
Correct.
Okay, all right. No, that answers the question.
Luke, do you have any?
What about, you have an entrance on 12th Place and on 12th Street also? Or are they going to get one or the other?
Luke?
There would be just one entrance. Right. There would be one entrance,
Which entrance would it be?
the existing one. They intend to use, unless I'm incorrect, but they intend to use the existing driveway.
There's an entrance on 12th Place, there's an entrance on 12th Street.
Can everybody talk in the microphone so everybody can hear you?
Sure. There's an entrance on 12th Street and an entrance on 12th Place. Which one's going to be used?
The petitioner can maybe speak to that.
We'll be using the 12th Street entrance. The 12th Place entrance will be blocked off.
Okay.
Okay, that's all I want to know.
Luke, is everything fine with the, what we had discussed in our meetings and all that prior to this?
It is, yeah. The application reflects exactly what was discussed with staff. The parcel would be uniformly zoned R4, which would match the zoning of the neighborhood as well. And the building would remain unchanged if this is approved. It wouldn't have to be reduced in size.
And I know we had some concerns during those meetings and that everything has been met and you're satisfied with it?
Yes.
Any other plan commissioner have any questions? Is there anybody out in the audience that wants to make a statement or have any concerns?
We do have some who have submitted a request to speak. The first one, they did not leave a number. Curio Caravati. I'm sorry if I mispronounced. Nothing okay. All right. Merwin Tetzloff? You good? Okay. Ted Terletsky? Okay. That's everybody who's written 6.
Any plan commissioner have any other questions or concerns? Okay, thank you, sir. So all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously. Next is a public hearing request on the action of Mastercraft LLC, 5008 Green Bay Road, Kenosha, Wisconsin, 53144, owner Nancy Washburn, Land Development Administration LLC, 7450 County Line Road, Mount Pleasant, Wisconsin, 53403, agent requesting a rezoning from A2 General Agricultural District to R4.5 Urban Single Family Residential District, C-1 Lowland Resource Conservancy District, and PUD Plan Unit Development Overlay District on tax parcel 82-4-222-171-0043, located in the northeast quarter of section 17T2N, R22 East, Village of Summers. Anyone wishing to speak? Anyone wishing to speak? Come on up. State your name and address, please.
was wondering if we would like the developer to present first and then go to public comments? Yeah, maybe we do
Okay,
that first.
we'll do that, Ted, yeah.
Yeah, let's start there.
Nancy, you want to come up and present your project, please?
Good evening. Nancy Washburn, 7450 County Line Road, agent for Mastercraft Builders. This project may look familiar to some of you. This project was first approved conceptually as well as the zoning and preliminary plat moved forward in November of 2021. At that time, we were hoping that the Shoreland Lutheran would come on board, and that at that time we actually were hoping that we did not need to have the water main and Highway E available for this project. And in November of 2021, it became apparent that because of the village's relationship with Kenosha Water Utility, that would not be possible without city water, municipal water, to move this project forward. Today, the project looks exactly the same as it did in 2021, except that the two lots that were originally shown on Highway E, lots 43 and 44, were subdivided via a certified survey map in 2023. Those two homes have currently been built on those lots, and they are the Jaden model and the Stano model, both of which are currently listed on the MLS for sale, one at $649,000 and the other at $639,000. Those homes are built by the developer, by Mastercraft Builders, and we did send out an invite to all of the village plan commission as well as board to view those during an open house or private sessions where they were given the lockbox combination to be able to view them privately, so that you could see the quality in the homes. And the homes that you see on Highway E represent similarly the homes that will be built inside the subdivision. There are currently 42 lots shown on the project. There is a large outlot which consists partially of wetlands, as well as a large stormwater management pond. That engineering is currently being designed and finished. We had engineering submitted in the 2021 process, received review comments from the village and Baxter Woodman at that time. And so the current engineering has been revised to reflect not only those comments, but also any changes that were in the code or came up over conversations in the last 2 years. We have also had, in 2021, we had a traffic analysis done by TADDY, Traffic and Design, John Beaverwitz, and the county, Greg Bolt, has asked us to update that, and that process is ongoing right now. Basically, what that will determine is any the need for any XL or decel lanes. Those were required in the first traffic analysis, and we're assuming they will be very similarly required now. In all of the traffic impact analysis that have been done in the last year here in the village for other projects like Shoreland Lutheran, as well as the Maple Crest project, our project was counted in those, so it has already been taken into account in other traffic impact analysis overall in the village. The wetlands that were shown on the original plat were recently re-permitted. The DNR, they were re-permitted by the DNR to be filled, so there now will be only the large wetland on the southeast middle portion there, located in the large outlet, that will remain and be protected through deed restrictions for no grazing, no further development, no land disturbance, and so forth. We will most likely complete this project in 2 final plats, each consisting of approximately 20 or 21 lots. That is to be decided based on our final engineering review. But we would be ready to move forward on the first phase of this as soon as we work through all of the approvals by the village, as well as the engineering and developers agreements and so forth. In addition, the village has requested as part of our project that we create an underground conveyance system of stormwater along Highway E. Currently, that section is an open ditch section, and it's been requested of us that we look at putting that underground in a pipe system, and that is being done as part of our engineering exercise as well. We don't have a problem with that. So having said that, we understand that we received comments, I should say we received comments from Luke at the county in regards to this plat. There are a couple of small corrections that need to be made and some typos and so forth. All of those are reasonable to us. We're aware of them and willing to make those changes. So we will get those corrected in time for the town board work sessions. If there's any other questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Is any, and remember, this is just for,
The public hearing at the moment is for the rezoning. That
yeah,
rezoning
for the
is
rezoning, and we're going to combine with the preliminary plat review, too.
correct. The
Yeah.
zoning that we're requesting is R4.5
Right.
with a planned unit development overlay. In 2021, the one thing that we did request was a small reduction in the minimum lot width from 90 feet to 85 feet, and this plat conforms with that. And so, yes, at this time, we would be looking for approval of the zoning as well.
Yeah, go ahead.
So are you consuming any of the homes, are you, or is this strictly north of the first home as you go south on H?
I'm sorry, can you ask that?
Are you going to acquire any of the current lots that have homes on them on H?
This doesn't abut H, if that's what you're asking. This property is,
Is this where we're talking about, 88th and?
It's 92nd.
We're right across the street
From Shoreland.
92nd Avenue.
On Highway E.
Yeah, right here, this is H, right?
No, it's not each.
Oh, I'm sorry, we're not going all the way to. It's just to the west of H. All right.
correct. So the
Yeah,
short
yeah, yeah.
answer,
He's
Mr.
got it.
Box, is no.
I'm
He's
reading
got
my
it.
map wrong.
Yeah.
The
Never
short
mind.
answer is no.
That's okay. Any other question from the plan commissioners? Thanks, Nancy.
I'll
Ted?
stand by
Yeah.
if there's questions I can answer.
Sure. Ted?
Ted Terletsky, 9015 12th Street. I butt up. My backyard is part of the farm field. I'm the corner, upper right corner lot will abut my property. We have some serious concerns. When this came back up in 2021, we had serious concerns. My neighbor's Merwin, and I call it Lake Murr. And 4 years ago, I showed pictures of when we get an average rainfall, and we have what I like to call Lake Murr. And it just doesn't seem like what they're putting in is going to take care of the problem. We already have a flooding problem in that area. What are we doing to address the water problem? There used to be, I thought, in the original plot, Nancy, I thought there was 2 retention ponds in that subdivision. I just feel like we're very, very inadequate in doing that. We have a serious water problem now, and we're adding 50, 60% of impermeable surfaces to 23 acres. Where do you think the water's going to go? My neighbor's backyard. That's where it's going to go. So if you want to pass this, that's fine. Let's give assurances to every property owner that butts up to this, that if there's a flooding problem, the village is going to come fix it. I think that's fair. We're asking to make sure that it's done the right way. I don't have a problem. When I built in 94, I knew my farm field was going to become a subdivision. So I don't have a problem with the project. I just want to make sure the project's done right. And there's a serious problem. Now you guys want to run the water, bypass where it runs into the farm field and run it down E. Right now, when we have an average rain, the water coming down my ditch line goes to the top of my culvert. What do you think's going to happen when we take all that water that right now diverts through the farm field and goes through the 23 acres to dissipate? Where's that water going to go? Right back to my neighbors, right back to Lake Murr. And you're going to make one of his front buildable lots unbuildable because there is no ditch line. I heard when they came by and were saving, oh, we're going to put deeper culverts in, is what the guys doing the markings were telling me. So now I get a steeper ditch that I already have a hard time cutting grass with? Enough is enough. We just got hit with the water main bill. My neighbor, Lake Murr, is $57,000, and now you're going to flood his property from two directions with this plan. Enough is enough. A couple other things. One's a business item. This is a public forum, a public hearing. Why didn't I get a notice? Why didn't I get a notice because I butt up to the property? Why didn't all those homes along 93rd get a notice about this public hearing? This affects me. My neighbor, the only reason we know is because from the last 4 years with the water main, I know to watch the agendas. That's a serious problem.
Thanks, Ted. Is Brett here? Brett? I thought I seen him from our engineering firm. Yeah. You want to come up and address that? No, Brett. Our engineer. He's supposed to go over all the subdivisions and that and make sure that the stormwater ponds are adequate in that.
Brett Beaver, Baxter Woodman, village engineer. So we haven't received the final engineering plans yet, but as Ted alluded to, the storm water will be required to go east, right to the intersection of E and H. So that'll be reducing some of the water going to the site. The pond will treat we'll take the 2-year storm developed down to the existing conditions, and the 10-year down to the existing, and the 100-year storm will be reduced to the 10-year storm. And typically we have a little bit of, try to make the ponds like 30% bigger also. So we'll look at all the calculations. When they're complete, they should be actually less water flowing through there.
Okay. Luke, do you have any concerns or questions?
I don't have many. As Nancy kind of alluded to, a lot of the plat changes were made after their first go-around and back in 21. So the comments this time around were pretty minimal, and is very unchanged from that plat a few years back.
And so a lot of this will be addressed when they bring in the developer's agreement and we check the fenestration, the roads, and all that too. That's when it's all going to be addressed, and to make sure that everything's right, Ted. So Ted understands. Yeah. No, Ted, I totally understand what you're saying. I appreciate that. I do too, let me tell you. Any other comments or questions?
President Stoner, we do have another person, Merwin Tessoff.
Oh, okay. Please.
Merwin Tetzlaw, 9001 12th Street. I just want to know that the water is, now it could be coming from two directions, and we'll go every few years. The town sends me a certified letter right before the parade that I need to cut my grass. I came in here and, well, we don't know who sent that, but I can't cut my grass when it's all wet down there.
Sure.
And, usually in June we get a good rain, and I keep it cut as best I can. And I think the town said, well, we'll have to go in there and cut it. I said, go ahead, cut it. Any ruts you put in there, you got to fill them in. So, and then I don't remember who it was, said, don't worry about it. You won't get another letter. But now that this water is coming, I'm worried, am I getting it from two directions? From the front of my house and then in the back of my house?
Well, just to give you
I mean,
some
I heard
type
him
of an
say that it's
idea.
gonna be taken care of.
Yeah, when there are problems in the Village of Summers right now with water. There always has been, okay? And when developers come in, that is the time that the village can not sit back, but can demand that those situations are taken care of. So now that this has been brought up and that subdivision's going in, our engineer knows the problems, and so that's going to be addressed. And I can't guarantee you that if we get a storm like we've had that one year, that everything is going to be perfect, but I can tell you right now that our engineering firm, we always ask for somewhere between 15 and 20% more water retention that is required by state law. So I'm glad that you're bringing this to our attention. And Brett is here, and we're going to address that.
Last year was a strange year. 'Cause
Yeah, it was.
Let Shoreland use my property they're going to try baseball this year too, and football.
Sure.
Last year, it got too dry. Normally, I told him it's very moist down there, and he asked if he could water it. And I'm like, yeah, you can bring in a truck and water it if you want. But normally, it stays wet down there, most of the summer.
And you would say that that's from going west, the property west of you, where the subdivision's going to be, and then from Country Charms in that area up there.
Yeah, it comes up
Okay.
through there,
Okay.
So, but then back in '21, they said, no, it's not going to come from that direction. It's going to come more, it comes from the southwest. Now they're saying it'll come more from the west. And I'm like, okay, is that just going to lay on my property? Because now I don't have that little creek right there that it's flowing into. And will the trees that they cut down, will that help? I don't know. But I'm really worried about the water building back up again.
Okay.
That's it, I just wanted everybody.
No, I really appreciate you bringing that to us, and we'll address it.
I moved in 2008, and I guess in the last 10 years, the water has kind of slowly dropped off, but it all depends on what kind of rain we get.
Hopefully, we can make it drop off all the way.
All right.
Okay. Thank you. Anyone else?
Any more comments on items 7 or 8?
Okay, at this time, I'll close the public hearing. Any commissioner have any questions or concerns?
The only concern I had was just the water. If they're getting more water than they had before, that's not right, but I guess it's going to be looked into. Just want to make sure it doesn't happen afterwards, and then there's nothing else we can do.
Yeah, I kind of have looked at this last year to make sure that, I mean, if you look at the way this development was set up, there was a concern. I had that concern, and we addressed that in one of our meetings and that, but I'm glad that Ted and this other gentleman brought this up. Now we can make sure that our engineering firm in that takes, a stronger look at that retention pond at this time. Go ahead, Greg.
George, won't the developer be doing a stormwater management plan as well?
Absolutely.
So,
They have to. Anyone else?
Members of the commission, we will double check with the village clerk regarding the notices that went out to neighbors. And if it wasn't done properly, then it'll have to come back. So we will double check that.
Okay, I appreciate that, Jim. Yeah,
I move to approve.
okay. Anyone else? Okay, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Passes unanimously. Next is a public hearing, and we'll combine 9 and 10 together. One is for the comp plan amendment, and the other one is for a rezone. Public hearing and action on request of SFW Land LLC, Fettner Hergott Investment Group LLC, P.O. Box 1481, Northbrook, Illinois, 662 owners Nick Asta, Roars Companies, and Carlson Parkway, North, number 400, Plymouth, Minnesota, 55447. Agent requests an amendment to the land use plan map for the Village of Summers Map 80 as adopted in the multi-jurisdictional comprehensive plan for Kenosha County 2035 from medium-density residential to high-density residential on tax parcel 83-4-223-074-0006, located in the southeast corner of Section 7 T2N R23 East, Village of Summers. And next is for the request of rezoning from R9 multiple family residential district and R4 urban single-family residential district to R11 multifamily residential district on part of tax parcel 83-4-223-074-0006, located in the southeast quarter of Section 7, T2N R23 East, Village of Summers. Anyone wishing to speak? Anyone wishing to speak?
Get the guys up.
Anyone wishing to speak? Does the developer want to come up and
Yeah,
explain?
Let's start there.
Is that okay? Is
Yep.
that what you want, Jim? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you, Chair and Commissioners. My name is Nick Asta. I'm with Rohr's Companies. We're at 2 Carlson Parkway, Plymouth, Minnesota. Just as a quick refresher, Rohr's Companies is a developer, builder, and property manager of multifamily housing. We have this vertically integrated business model because we look to invest in the communities for the long term, and this ultimately allows us to control the entire process all the way through. So we're mostly based in Minnesota with a large presence in the Midwest, but we do have offices in Arizona, Texas, and Florida. And really our goal is to provide housing all across the country. To date, we've completed just over 100 projects, 6 of which are in Wisconsin, and we're looking to continue that growth here as well. I should also, and we've really done a variety of different housing projects between senior, we've done affordable, high-end luxury, we've got garden-style projects, we've got different podium buildings, townhomes, and all that. But today we're really excited to present what we're calling a 2-story stacked flat project. So if you move forward, you'll see on the site plan kind of what that looks like. Quickly, though, I do want to back up and just describe the history of this project. So as you remember, last summer we came forward, we had a 400-unit site plan, and we're told that maybe that was a little bit too much. We took a lot of the feedback to heart, and now we've presented in the fall a 200-unit site plan with a lot of changes that we'll discuss tonight. And now we're here today. We've made a more formal submission with full-on engineering plans, and just wanted to describe, a few of the higher-level changes that we've made that we're really excited about. So obviously we're at 50% of the units that we previously had on site. We're now at 2-story buildings versus the 3-story buildings that we initially presented. Each unit will have its own attached garage, tuck-under attached garage, and they will also have a front door, which is almost more of a townhome unit than it is an apartment unit, which we're really excited about. We've done a lot with the site itself. We have a lot of land here, and so there's a trail system. We have green space, the ponding. We've done berming along the east side, along the railroad tracks. And then just connectivity with the road and the future single-family home development that should be coming in the near future, working in conjunction with that to make it kind of a cohesive neighborhood. There are also some unique interior courtyards for some of the units to create more of a community feel. So I just, with that, really want to say thank you to for all the feedback we've received to date. It's been a number of iterations, and staff and everyone in the room that's helped contribute. Really appreciate that. And I think that at this point we are at a point where we have a really high-end, cool project that we're excited to bring here to Summers. So with that, we do have a number of renderings, photo boards. If we scroll through the presentation a little bit, there's some more images there as well. And we do have the engineering and architecture teams here to kind of describe some of the changes in the site plan, and ultimately we can all stand and answer questions as they come up. Thank you.
Thank you. Does any plan commissioner have any questions on this project?
Could you put the site plan on the screen for us? For 12th Street and what avenue?
It's along the railroad tracks.
Yeah, it's along the railroad tracks down there.
On the west
Greg.
side of the railroad tracks.
Right by Station 2.
11th Avenue?
Don't torch Sharon Road.
Yeah.
George?
I'm sorry?
Isn't that 11th Avenue?
No,
Right in that area?
no.
How many parking spaces do we have outside their area?
How many parking outside of the ones that are for the buildings themselves? How many parking spaces did you provide for additional parking for visitors?
270 total, 200 in the building, of course, 70.
So 270 total, how much is that off the actual construction site?
So it's, you can kind of see where the parking stalls are around the site. That's the 70, and then it's 200 garage stalls, and then each driveway is another 200 stalls.
Correction, sorry, 474.
Yeah.
474 total on the project.
That was my original question, the total.
Yep.
Right.
All right, thank you.
I know when this plan originally came, and we finally got it down to what we wanted, meaning in all our conceptual meetings and that, there's always usually two trustees at the plan commission, the planners and developers and that. That was a concern, and they addressed that. So where the additional parking spaces are fits really nice into the project.
That was my concern originally.
That was one of our major concerns too, Patrick. Anyone else with any questions?
George, is there going to need to be sewer and water run under the tracks there?
Yeah, the plan for that is that there's a lift station on 11th Place.
Right.
And that's the one that we'll be sending also to. But then it's already been engineered, so the sewer will go under the railroad tracks in that area, and then the water will come down Highway E under the railroad tracks and then go through that way, go north.
So the sewer on E is going to be able to handle that amount?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, we've
that was
already
redone? Was that sewer redone in the last 10 years?
Say that one more time.
Was that sewer redone there? I thought it wasn't of large scale at one point.
No, the sewer's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Our Public Works Department has gone through that, and there's more than enough capacity there. And that lift station was just rebuilt 2 years ago. So it's a brand-new lift station.
Right.
Greg, did you have something?
Yeah, I have a question for Luke.
Sure.
For the density that they're proposing now with the two-story, is it necessary to go from medium to high density for this to qualify?
It still would be necessary just because of the zoning that's required for these types of buildings. So it does require a multifamily zoning district.
Okay.
Yeah.
A high density,
Correct.
okay. And
Even though they're well below what that density could allow for. I think the density, they could go up to 12.4 units per acre, and they're proposing 7 and some change.
7 point something per acre?
Correct.
Okay. And one other question, George, our village plan, have we determined how many more multifamily units we're allowing in the village before we cap it?
That's not a discussion that the Plan Commission's involved in. That is a board decision. So in the future, and even now, when we bring these projects to you, just stick to the project itself.
What does the plan currently call for?
I don't
The
understand.
village plan.
I have no idea.
I don't think there is one.
There is
I
one.
think
We-
to me, that's one of the problems.
Yeah,
That is a problem.
but that is not for the Plan Commission. That is for the village board.
But that is
I don't want
is
to
a
get into a
planning-
debate on that.
that
I
is a
understand what you're
planning
saying.
issue.
Right, I understand that.
we are the Plan Commission.
If you want to object to the number of housing and stuff like that, come to one of the work sessions, ask for a work session with the village board, and we can discuss it at that time.
We've
But
done
let's
that
just
several times.
let's just discuss what's on the agenda tonight. That's not on the agenda. Let's discuss this project, please.
If I could add, you as a plan commission and the village board did develop standards for multi-unit developments, and that is in the packet. I think it's on page 40, starts on 49. And this is a checklist, so all the standards you developed, and we ask developers to go through item by item. And if you've met the standard, you check yes, and if you haven't, you check no, and you provide an explanation. There were, they did check no for a pool. Checked, let's see, no for, I think there's a fire and rescue require current information on the public safety emergency circumstances. That's something that I think will come later. There's the sound attenuation and then storage tenant. So there's, if you look at page 56, it has the three that they're essentially requesting for changes from the typical standard. So that's the basis of what we would use to evaluate.
On the, I can tell you that we've had hours and hours of meetings on this to get everything that we felt that would be relevant to the Village of Summers and then bring to the Plan Commission. Everything that was asked in those meetings, and one of our trustees, Jackie Nelson, has put together a conceptual of how we want developments to move ahead, and the Village Board has accepted that. And we have, like I said, we have been working almost a year on this project. And in my opinion, with the way it's set up right now and how the exteriors are, how each unit is, and the layout, I don't think there'll be any project like this in southeast Wisconsin. And it's a perfect place for it to go. And what this is spurring is on the other west side of that, there's a developer in here right now that owns all the land to the west, and he's ready to move on putting a housing development in there, but he was just waiting for the apartment complex to go first. And then going west along the riverbank and that, there's, I got a conceptual right now, and we've met with him to put single-family homes all along there. So I know that I'm getting off subject right now, but I just want to take the fear factor away from everybody who thinks that the Village of Summers is getting inundated with apartments and all this. I want to tell you, every community around us, and I have meetings all the time, are well in advance of apartments. And I'm telling you right now, in the Village of Summers, we have at least 3 more developers coming with just single-family homes. So, you know, the economy is starting to turn around. The developers are out there, and they're waiting, and they're coming to the Village of Summers with high-quality single-family homes. So I just want to take that fear away, you know, and I understand it too.
Thanks, George.
So, Michael, you
I
got anything?
actually have a comment. The other day, I went to the public referendum meeting, and Plan Commission got thrown under the bus saying we're approving too much stuff because we can't keep up with our fire department. And our chief said, hey, he's bringing it to the Plan Commission, and we're addressing it there, and then the Plan Commission is dropping the ball there. So if this isn't the place, where's the place to discuss exactly what John's talking about? We can't control it here. Where do we control it?
What's the question?
The question is are we going too fast for this? Are we getting too many apartments? Are we keeping up with our fire and our emergency services by approving everything that comes to us? That's just going to make a comment about that.
Okay. Comment well received. Anything else? Anybody else got any comments on this development, on the rezoning, the fenestration, the design, or anything like that?
George, does the fire chief have any comment on this?
I think he's gone over. We always run it past the fire department, and they have gone over the whole complex. And any concerns that he had, I think you brought up and they were addressed. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, as far as layout concerns and all that, those have been addressed. To speak to Mr. DeLuca's comments, you know, the multifamily stuff is contributing to our increased call load more than any of other type of development. And when the first proposal came through, that was my biggest concern. When it was, you know, many more units with the low income housing or whatever it was classified at the time. And while this is better than that, it's still going to contribute and compound our already struggling fire department as far as services, as with all the developments that are coming.
Any other questions or concerns? So with that, yeah, come on out.
Okay, I was going to read them off first. No, Please.
No,
please
no,
up to
you
the
come on up
microphone.
front. Your name and address?
Brian Sorensen, 1919, 8th place, Cavelli Heights. So my biggest question is that we're talking infrastructure here, right? Roads. So you're going to put in 200 and some odd apartments, and we're all going to save the same 22nd Avenue and the 2 roads on E, the 2 roads on KR. I mean, that's the only thing that gets bigger is past 31. It doesn't get bigger from 22nd in where they're planning on building. So what are we doing there?
Those are county roads. We don't have any jurisdiction there.
I understand, but
Yeah.
you're putting a lot more traffic in the same area. So if he's having trouble now getting to things, wait when there's like 6 or 7 calls and those roads are your roundabout where there's like 7 accidents a week. So, what do you think's going to happen there when they have to respond to something? So I guess my question is that you keep loading up the place, and there's plenty of apartments, there's plenty of room. Go west. Go west on 31 where there's 4 lanes where people, I got a cold, so I apologize.
That's
But
okay.
in most cases, there's more lanes west. The infrastructure's already out west. It's not east. So that's my concern.
Okay, thank you.
Right, if we could just refrain from applause for the remainder of the hearing. Thank you.
Guy Santelli, 1910 8th Place, Cavelli Heights also. Ben, thank you for your candid words. Ben, commission, he's overloaded with calls, okay? We were just here last week to ask for more money, and people are not going to give the money, okay? Now, we are adding 200 times a minimum of 4, average of 4 people in each one. So there's 800. We have the subdivision that just got approved tonight, an average of 4 of 40. So that's another 160 people. We're adding to our population, and we're not adding to anything else. It's time to put the brakes on housing in Summers until we get some commercial, retail, and industrial with people actually in the buildings working, not empty buildings, what we have right now, and start getting some tax base, because I'm gonna move out of Summers. I moved to Summers because of the quality of homes that were being built, the quality of life that was afforded here, but now my taxes are, I already pay $7,400 a year. I know all of it doesn't go to Summers. I understand that. I know how to read my tax bill. But I cannot have my taxes go up another $800, and that's only going to take care of Ben. We're not talking about public works. We're not talking about garbage. And we're not talking about roads. I'm sorry, Ben. I know that you don't like what I'm saying to you, but you have got to put the brakes on, and you got to start listening to these guys. Put a comprehensive plan together. Everybody, every village, every city should have a 25-year comprehensive plan, and it should be reviewed every 5 years. At least that's what we did when I worked for the city, and the fire department was involved in it. Public Works was involved with it. Engineering was involved with it. Inspections was involved with it. Parks was involved with it. And it needs to be put together in the Village of Summers. These guys are asking for it, and you're telling them it's not the forum to do it?
I'm not going to debate this with
I'm not going to debate it with you either, Ben, and it's my forum right
my
now.
name,
Please,
hey,
give me the floor.
Excuse
Give
me,
me the floor.
excuse me.
George, give me the floor, George.
Thank you.
I have the floor.
You have the floor.
I have the floor, and I did not ask you a question.
My name is not Ben.
George, I'm sorry.
Okay,
let's
and that's the only thing I was going to
And
do.
I did not ask a question through the chair to anybody.
Okay.
Okay.
I know how meetings work.
Okay. Continue.
Yeah, you do.
I am done with housing projects in Summers until we have a plan moving forward. Period.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Guy.
My name is Todd Niles. I live on 559 11th Street. I'm going to be right on the opposite side of this new apartment complex, of which you said we are inundated with apartments here in Summers already. You know that? I moved to Summers because I wanted a suburban lifestyle. I don't mind development. What I'd like to see is single-family homes surrounded by yards. That is, people who are responsible enough to actually purchase a home and not rent an apartment and throw all their garbage out on the window or out of the window as they drive around. I pick up 50 bags of garbage on Highway E every year. Many of you have probably seen me on the bicycle with the little orange flag and I wear the vest. 50 bags a year of garbage. And now we're going to bring in more apartments. There's apartments everywhere. I mean, what the heck? This is a suburban community. These guys don't even live in Wisconsin. They live in Illinois. They're just trying to make some money. I don't want these damn apartments here. I'm going to, like this guy, I'm going to sell my damn house. I'm going to move. I've had it. Build some houses. No more apartments. Please. All right? I'm sick of picking up all the garbage. Nobody else is picking it up. I'm picking it up.
Thank you.
I don't want to look at it.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Anyone else?
I'm short.
That's okay.
My name is Kathy Otto, and I live at 803 Sheridan Road. You have a referendum coming up in a couple of weeks. Everything I've read about the referendum says the purpose of the referendum is to provide added emergency and safety services. As these other gentlemen said, if we are approving additional building before that referendum gets passed, we're going to be further behind the 8 ball. Right now, we can't provide adequate ambulance service if we have more than 2 ambulances needed. I think to myself, if we had a fire in one of these complexes, or if we had a huge traffic accident with 20 or 30 or 10 or 15 cars in horrible weather, we can't provide the services. And now we're going to include more people and more property that could potentially drain those services when we don't have them. And we need them. I am fearful that there are many people who are not going to support this referendum for that exact reason. They want the insurance that that safety will be there. My other point is that we are potentially impacting huge other areas. Summers Elementary School is already way overcrowded. 500 children in a school is not healthy education. I was a 50-year educator. I know that. And my last concern really is this I will say that this development, gentlemen, looks very nice. It really does. It has. There's a little class to it. It looks nice. They're providing green space. But when I look on the development that this Planning Commission approved on L and 31, I have seen public housing that looks better than that. It's like a bunch of horse stables, those apartments. And frankly, Hawthorne isn't much better. So, I mean, this at least looks nice, and they're providing green space. But what I'm seeing is people said, mass development of apartments with no concern for aesthetics, no concern for emergency services, and no concern for how we're impacting other resources in this community. I just hope that those things can be taken into consideration as we continue to grow. There's nothing wrong with growth. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak?
Let's go. John Fior. I'm sorry, I can't read your handwriting.
John Fiorito, 573 11th Place. So I just bought a house a couple months ago, and I might have reconsidered buying that house with all that developing coming up. I'm right behind the fire station, beautiful park there. You know, just with all those people and the influx, it's just going to be a lot busier around that area, So my concern is, like everyone stated, with the traffic, getting his services out to people. The pump station that they have there that you guys are talking about going to the railroad tracks. Right now, if they don't come and get it, it starts to smell really bad. So how is that going to be with 200 more units coming in and doing that? So that's another concern I have, is just the air quality there. I was looking at state law. I'm not sure how it works, but you guys are supposed to follow the comprehensive plan. If you don't have that, how are you supposed to make changes with the zoning? That's all I got.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Monty Griffin.
Monty Griffin, 561 11th Place. I got the same concerns these people have too. I've lived there all my life, and I see that the plan that they got is like it's right on a railroad track almost. You're going to be right on the right way of the railroad track. There's places that you got for play areas for the kids and stuff. Is that going to be facing towards the railroad track? And the high density part about it, I don't like either, because you're going to have apartment with what, 8 people, eight residents? How many are you going to have there? How many apartments are going to be there with 8 residents? So that's some of my biggest concerns about it. And it's like it's a farm area. It was for many years, and now you're going to change the whole neighborhood. And it's going to be like, you're going to have noise pollution, because there's going to be a lot of noise coming from that area. You're going to have garbage, like the one gentleman said, because I know he picks up all kinds of garbage all the time. You should be hiring him for the highway department, because he does a good job. So that's my biggest concerns. I know these people won't be living there, but are we going to have, if you do go through with it, are we going to have online management? So them are some of my concerns that we need to kind of look at.
Okay.
And the thing is, when they got a berm there, they said they're going to have a berm along the railroad tracks. What is that? Is it going to be a fence? Is it going to be just 2 inches of dirt? What? Because you ask me, I think we need a fence all the way along there, so people can't come into our neighborhoods and stuff and park on our streets and, use our neighborhoods as that, for that project, And like I said, these other people said too that there's too many apartments. I think there is too many apartments, because I've seen a lot of vacancies in Kenosha County, So how many of these are going to be vacant? And what kind of quality of people are we going to get in there? So thank you very much.
Thanks, Monty.
Carrillo Caravati. That's him, yes.
Lucio Caravati, 403 8th Street. My property is just immediately east of the railroad tracks. Well, it's not my property, it's Koofy Farm. It's a small urban research farm. I grow garlic, as you can see from my shirt. I am actually looking forward to this area being developed. Obviously, I'm not...
We can't hear you back here.
I'm sorry, I was too far from the microphone. But what I said is that I'm looking forward to this area being developed. It has not been farmed correctly, in my opinion, for many years. I've been living there for 35 years. I'm a beekeeper, and I rather have, curated gardens than having land that is being sprayed. So that's where we are moving forward. In my opinion, that land will be developed. I'm not questioning what my colleague villagers here have expressed concern. If the fire department is overwhelmed with further development, then of course we have to address that. But I don't believe that keep pushing back on development is the answer. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. We have Carl. I'm sorry, I'm going to mispronounce your name. Come on up. Krikorian?
Good, Julia.
There we go.
My name, do I got to give the address and all that?
We prefer it.
Cool. My name's Carl Kokorian. I reside at 502 9th Place. I've been living in the town and the village of Summers a long time. I don't know, 44 years, I think. That's pretty long. I've been a member, well, I lived there. I had my own business for about 30 years out of my house. Did a lot of wood floors in this area. A lot. I was a member of the Summers Fire Department. I wasn't a member of the village. I was a member of the town. I also was a lieutenant for 4 years. I also was the vice president of the Association of Fire and Rescue Association for 6 years. I was also the chairman of the 75th anniversary for the Summers Fire Department. You weren't here, but I bet you there were some people that were here. How about them fireworks, baby? Yeah. You betcha. I know people. Oh, I'm also the guy that got Deputy Frank Fabiano when he got killed in the town of Summers. I'm the dude that got the damn park with some help from some other guys. Yeah. So I think I know what the hell I'm talking about. First problem I got is, I worked in the tool and die shop for many years. I put in a lot of floors. Problem with this is, where the hell is section 1/4 of section 7 of the village of that? Can't we just put an address down and make things a lot smarter? Okay, that's number one. Number two, you people realize it's the 250th birthday of this United States of America? And what do we have over here in this land? Sorry, you guys ain't gonna it ain't happening. It's the 250th anniversary of the United States of America. There's all kinds of wildlife. I live at 502 9th Place. You asked me if it's been on my road. You betcha. How about all the wildlife? They lived there before these guys or us or anybody else. So that's where we go back to the 250th birthday. There's deer over there, all kinds of them. We got rabbits and coyotes and pheasants. We got eagles. We got all kinds of owls. Where the hell are they going to go? They got to live somewhere. These guys asked to come here. We didn't ask them to come here, did we? Do you guys all know? We're going to have to drain with a high-speed train service coming through called the KRM. Oh, yeah. And then you're going to have all these houses, and then we got to worry about the fire department having enough men and women to protect us? I've been around a long time. I've seen some nasty stuff in over 25 years of being on the Summers Fire Department. You wouldn't want to know what we see. This man, the one in back, this guy over here, that I'm going to try to get him to run against Stoner. Yep. You got to go. We got to get some young, fresh blood in the system. You guys got to go. The village board's got to go. I'm tired of all you old people. Hey, what's going on there, buddy? I haven't seen you in a long time. Too bad. What else we got here? These condos, apartments, whatever you want to call them, on the first floor. I don't know. I can't see half of that stuff over there. Is there going to be a patio on the ground for each individual apartment? So if John Wayne wants to cook a steak out in front of his place on his own grill. Can he do that? Or does he have to go to a central spot to cook his steak? Nobody wants to answer me? All right. Kind of simple, yes or no.
What we could do afterwards is have them up to answer a couple
Sure.
of questions based on the
Yeah,
comment.
yeah.
I do want to remind you, it is typically a 3-minute time period, it says
I
on
never
here.
heard no 3 minutes, dude.
Yeah, well, you
Where
sign-
does it say 3 minutes?
It says it there, so I know I'm just saying if you could get to your point in the next minute.
It's 5 minutes because that was put on because of me.
I know, I'm just reviewing the
Yeah,
terms, sir.
I know how to play the game, buddy. You don't know me. You probably heard about me, huh? Don't believe nothing.
Okay.
Yeah. So, if this gets approved, which I don't see it, well, let me forget that if. You got to get more sheriff's departments because I had a friend that lived in Summers. He had tons of rental property. His one house was on the corner of 6th Street and Sheridan Road. It's a yellow house. It used to have a picket fence. Mike owned a lot of stuff. He moved back to Michigan about 5 years ago. He came to the Summers to come and see me, and that lady said something about that subdivision that's on Ellen 31. Would you like to know my good friend said about that when we wanted for a ride because he wanted to see? He called it Summers Ghetto. That's what is this? I says, oh, yeah, maybe it is a good thing you moved back to Michigan.
All right, sir, we're coming up. 30 seconds.
Thank you.
Okay.
Again, we're going to have to get more sheriffs. We already pay for a couple sheriffs. We have a trap down there on Sheridan Road. The speed limit is unbelievable. These men and women got their damn cars down there watching everybody. Put your scanners on. I listen to this. There is so many chases in Kenosha, Racine County. It's unbelievable. Going down Highway 8, going past that dude's pumpkin farm, all the way to 142. They turned out 142. I found out something about the Kenosha Sheriff's Department. It don't seem like they can do that pit maneuver because the one guy said something about the pit maneuver and the other guy said, oh, Racine's coming up on the side of us. They can do the pit maneuver. Well, maybe it ain't such a good idea to pit maneuver. They lost 4 sheriff's cars that night, but they got that scumbag.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Hey, it's nice to have you.
Nice to have you, too. I do want to check. So those are all the written comments I have. Is there anybody else who would like to come to the podium? Sir, you've already spoken. So no. Okay, well, let's give everybody else a chance here. Is there anybody else who would like to speak? Come on up, sir.
Hi, Board. My name is James Ludvigson. I live at 861 20th Avenue, Cavelli Heights. I understand there has to be improvements. There has to be growth. Our taxes, I don't know if anybody else's didn't go up, but ours all went up. So I understand with growth, hopefully they'll stop our taxes from going up $800 every time. I guess I have a couple questions. One question would be for the developers out of this housing. I heard the new plan for the single houses that we're going to, the plan to go up after this was supposed to be high-end homes, but for the 200 apartments there, is that low-income housing or subsidized housing? Or is there plans to, oh, well, we can't fill it, so now we'll make it low-income housing? Because I guess my concern would be for the fire department and the sheriffs. It seems like we're kind of putting the cart before the horse if we don't get that referendum passed. And I'm kind of along with several others. My taxes went up. I'm not going to offer up more money to get it passed. And I'm a City of Kenosha firefighter, so I know you need the money. But if those were low-income housing, I know the call volume will go up substantial because of that. So I guess that's my question. I saw you, George, were nodding no.
No.
Okay. And then, I guess again, I kind of feel like it's putting the cart before the horse if we don't get a referendum passed, but yet we're kind of taking on more to, how are we going to make up that? I know the city of Kenosha does work with Summers, and we work back and forth. If there's big fires, we come up by you guys. But we have also been called for med unit supplies or med unit calls also. And likewise, we ask you to come down by us. But if we only have 2 med units up here and we have 200 units coming in, 2 calls there could deplete your guys' resources. So I guess that would be my question, like, what are we looking at going forth? Are we looking at adding services? And I know that's not the form here, but that would be a concern of mine.
Okay.
So thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Can I make a comment as a citizen? Or do you want me to wait until?
Wait, if we could just open it. Anybody else tonight who would like to come up to the podium to address the commission? Come on up. No, excuse me, behind you, sir. She's waiting.
I'm absolutely, this is exactly what they're talking about.
I know that's what they're talking about, but that's not on the agenda.
Then,
Why do we have to argue about this right now?
Good evening. I'm Nancy Johnson, 562 11th Street. I'm listening open-mindedly to this new development that sounds like it's almost a done deal, but I do have some concerns. There's valid points here about our infrastructure, our roads. Highway E is heavily trafficked now. So if you add another 800 drivers, 600 drivers, whatever, from this apartment complex, you're going to have a lot more traffic, a lot more accidents. Sheridan Road finally is getting, trying to control the speed. They reduce the speed. I support that 100%. It is safer. I like to ride my bicycle. I like to use a bike path. I moved here in Summers for a reason. I moved here because it's not a big city. I chose this location because I wanted the village feeling. I didn't want it to continue to grow and continue to grow and grow and grow with all these apartment dwellings. That what I'm hearing is it's going to be subsidy, it's going to be low income, it's going to have a mix of this and a mix of that. I don't see that as a village plan at all. I think out west, where the roads are perfectly capable to support more driving, more reckless driving, I should say, and support families and rental people who really don't care about our land. They're just going to trash. They have no skin in the game. What skin in the game do they have? They're a renter. They can get evicted. They don't pay their apartment, lease. Well, we as homeowners, we have responsibilities. We want to beautify our village, not have all this crime and calls on our fire department that clearly cannot handle the volume we have. Why on earth would you be putting a 200 unit directly west of this fire department who is overwhelmed, and our police department? So with that, I'm just saying no. Move it out west. You have more resources out here. You have more roads. You have more area in which you can do this. Thank you.
Looking again across the audience, is there anybody else who'd like to come up? Come up, sir.
My name's Robbie Jerkiewicz. I'm from 805 12th Street. I guess some of my concerns are, he's bringing up the chemicals that are already sprayed there. Now you're bringing in a bunch of apartments that are all, serviced properties. They call in a company. They're all spraying stuff that's equally as bad for the bees. I hope you know that. I guess Pike River's right there. What are we doing about all the runoff and stuff there? All the light pollution. I mean, I don't know about you. I like looking up. I can see a beautiful night sky at night if it's clear. You're going to bring in all that lighting, you're not going to see any of that anymore. So I guess those are my main things. And, you know, obviously the points that have already been brought forward. So thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else in the audience who would like to come up and speak? Ma'am.
Hi, my name is Sandy Natchke. I live at 805 12th Street, so we're going to be right across the street from this. We're pretty new, only lived here over a little over a year, and our property taxes have already gone up like $1,000. And we were talking about this referendum for the firefighters, which is probably going to put us up another $1,000. I'm just wondering, has anybody looked into, and a lot of this has already been talked about, can the village handle this? Can the school handle all these extra kids? Can the roads, you know, it's a single lane road, can that be handled? The fire department already is overloaded. What about the police department? We live along the Pike River, and although we didn't have problems this past year, our neighbors told us the water gets up to like 4 feet in their backyard, which would also be our backyard. What's going to happen with all the extra runoff? And like my son said, you know, we have a lot of weeds in our yard, but we don't spray because we don't want to contaminate the river. So is this apartment complex going to be putting a bunch of junk into the Pike River? That's about all I can think of that I wanted to talk about. So I just feel like this is too much for that area. Other people have said it can be handled out west. Maybe that would be a better area for it. Thanks.
Going around again. Anybody else in the audience who would like to come up to address the commission? All right, Mr. Chanatelli, if you want to ask one question.
One question with 7 parts. No, I'm teasing. It was on my list to ask you guys. George, I apologize for getting heated, but
That's okay. It's emotional.
I want to stay in this village because I like it.
Sure.
How many of these do you guys build a year? How many do you still have in your portfolio? How long do you keep them before you sell them? And what is the process for somebody who doesn't live on site to make a complaint, not to the village, to you guys, if something is not being kept up or properly maintained?
You know, let them answer that.
President Stoner, would you like to invite
Yeah,
you
why
back
don't
up to answer any
you
questions
want to
that you
address
guys
those?
would like based on the comments that we received?
Yeah. And then we'll switch back. We'll end the public hearing and switch to the board.
Okay. I have a few notes that I can start ripping
Sure.
off. I don't know. I'm sure.
Wherever you want to start.
But so questions around infrastructure and traffic. You know, I think that is pretty self-serving. There's a lot of research done. The engineering department reviews all the infrastructure in place and analyzes if it can be supported, and we're being told it can. I think the other piece of that is on the property tax side of things and just the overall infrastructure. This project is making a very significant investment in the infrastructure, getting water and sewer across the railroad track. And then our project is ultimately going to spur very high-end homes that, you know, there's concerns about the river there, the creek, in our runoff, and we're doing everything we need to do to manage the stormwater, to put the infrastructure in place so that more single-family homes can be in place. I should also mention that property taxes typically increase because cities, villages, whatever, need more investment in an area. This property is going to be paying upwards of $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 per year in property taxes, which is a very, very significant amount and should offset some of the needs. It's also going to help fund things like the fire department and fund things like the police department that were called out specifically as needing more resources. So I think that there's a lot of very positive things being done here with the amount of investment that's being made by this project. There was also concern about investment. It was already called out once, but this site is currently zoned for medium density residential. We are going to high density, but that we're not going to the max 12.5 units an acre, only 7.5, which is very close to what the current zoning is already. And so someone could theoretically come in and build a similar project. It would just be different building types. It wouldn't be 4-story or 4-unit or 8-unit, 2-story stacked flats. It would be slightly different, but it would all be similar. There were questions about management, and I guess I'll lump it into the last question that we received. How many of these per year do we build? We build about 12 per year. Number in the portfolio, so we've built 100. I think we own upwards of 60 of those still. A lot of those are kind of not our bread and butter. They were smaller, kind of pre-Roars being an institutional type firm. This project we will own for 15 to 30 years. Beyond that, it's hard to say for certain. This is a project that we are developing, building, and managing, again, because we plan to own it for the long term. If you would like to call and complain, we are very well marketed. We are all over the internet. It's not hard to find us. We have on-site management. You can go there. I don't foresee that being an issue, but it is not like an issue. There was a question about the type of, I think, George, you said it. This is going to be the nicest apartment project in town, and it's probably not particularly close.
Can we all refrain from talking while we have someone at the podium, please? Thank you.
So I hope that concerns Ms. Squash, and that's a lot of what we've been working on over the last almost a year. I mentioned it spurs a single family. I think that is what I have for now. Did I miss anything?
I'll look to the commission.
Go ahead, Greg. Yep.
Can you clarify the question or comments that were made tonight regarding is this subsidized or low-income housing?
It's not subsidized housing. The rents for a project like this, so we're looking at $1,250 for a 1-bedroom, $1,500 for a 2-bedroom, $1,750 for a 3-bedroom.
So you're not receiving any federal funding for this?
There is some, yes, but it is not what you are envisioning as like Section 8 subsidized housing. It is not that.
Okay. Can you clarify what that is?
Continue to explain.
So there is a program called Section 42. It allows us to access tax-exempt debt. This tax-exempt debt allows us to have slightly lower rents in the marketplace. So it is attainable, high-end luxury housing for folks that are in need of it, and ultimately a very high-end project.
Good evening, board. This is Hassan speaking, also on the development team. Just to add another layer to Nick's response there, we've had a lot of proactive conversations with southeastern Wisconsin employers, namely Amazon, Uline, Haribo, etc. A lot of those employers are employing individuals that live in this very community and are, considered working class individuals and working families, right? Eli Lilly being a huge employer and making a significant investment in recent news. And so the way that we're designing this project is essentially being luxurious housing that is attainable for the average American. And that's something that we stand by. And a lot of the executives and leaders on the economic side of southeastern Wisconsin are in support of this project. And if you look at the statistics, the village of Summers, 50% of the population actually makes $67,000 annually or less. And that is the exact demographic that we're catering to here. So I just wanted to clarify that and add a little bit more color.
Please stop talking right now. Somebody's at the podium, please. Everybody showed you all respect. You should show them respect as well. I'm getting tired of this.
Go ahead, Greg.
Another question. Have you done a traffic study yet for the development?
The TIA, yeah.
Yes. Yes, we have.
Okay.
Just about any project that's on a county road has to have a TIA.
Yeah.
And so they did the TIA, it was submitted to the county and to the state.
Okay. We haven't, the Plan Commission hasn't seen it though.
Well, you're more than welcome to see it if you
Okay.
want, if you can understand the darn thing.
Yeah.
I can't understand it.
I haven't done all the time for projects I work on.
Oh, okay.
So there is
Anyone
a
else?
study, there's a study available.
Yeah. Anyone else?
Comment or question?
Questions, comments? You can make your comment if you want.
Yeah, I would just say that I've asked the administration to run these numbers. I don't think you have. There are 20 communities in southeastern Wisconsin that have set limits on multifamily dwellings. That limit is 66% single-family homes to 34% multifamily. If this is passed tonight, it will take our single-family home ratio to 55%, or about a 30%. We would be about 30% over what the average of the other 20 communities that have actually set ratios. Many have not. This Plan Commission has engaged with the Board of Trustees on several occasions talking about this very issue, seemingly to no avail so far. So I hope that changes. But just a fact, if this passes tonight, we'll be at 55%. We're currently at about 58%.
Question in regards to that calculation, twofold. Are you factoring in the single-family home development that our project will spur? That's going to be 52 to 57 single-family homes. And then secondly, to my understanding, the village has approved several multifamily developments in previous years, many of which have yet to actually be developed and break ground. And I believe that's a number that you're factoring into your equation.
My equation takes into account everything that's come before the Plan Commission that has been approved.
Got it. The other thing I'd add there is the general market of Kenosha County is less than 3% vacant, which is an extremely tight housing market. And so although you may have approved units, if they're not being built, folks here are ultimately being squeezed out, they're going elsewhere. And this is what we think is a great opportunity to keep folks here who live, work, and play in this area.
I would just, point of clarification, Summersville, which was approved many years ago, we still don't have clarity whether or not it's still, I know it was viable last year based on a prior approval. That would be 500 units just east of the Summers Elementary School. That is not in my calculation. If Summersville moves forward, it would drop this number into the 40s. And,
Summersville isn't going to move forward.
Okay. Last I heard, they were still working on financing. Maple Crest, if multifamily units are approved there, it would drop this down to about 50%, depending on what their number of units are.
Well, Maple Crest has over 200 housing units. And they're
And
just on,
that's included
and
in
they're ready
my-
to start breaking ground.
Yep.
Housing units.
Yes, that's included. The 271 housing units are included in my calculation.
And
As is-
Summers Creek,
Yep.
73.
Summers Creek is, as is what we just approved tonight for
And
Mastercraft.
Mastercraft
Those
is
are all-
43.
those are all
And
in-
then the other one out there on KR is single family that
That
you're
was-
not aware of.
Where?
And they'll be coming.
Where is this?
KR and 22nd Avenue, the Rasmussen Farm.
So we discussed that. We have not approved that.
Exactly. But I'm just saying that
Well-
there are single-family developments in the queue right now.
They're in the queue, but I'm concerned about what is the here and now and what we've approved.
Okay, that's fine. Anything else? So at this time, I'll close the public hearing and open it.
No, we are done, sir. No, we are done at this point. Everybody had a chance to speak. Okay. Sir? Okay. Okay, at this point, they have had,
spoke twice, I get to speak twice. Nothing personal, guy. What can I do for you?
Oh, boy.
I will leave it to the President Stoner at this point.
No, at this
You wanna
time, we're
close
going to
it?
close the public hearing. If you have any other concerns or questions, see us after the meeting. So bringing this to the Plan Commission, commissioners, do you have any questions or concerns? And if you do, Jerry, anything? Greg?
I'm done.
Donald? Or Don? Sorry. Thank you. I know you hate that. Patrick, go ahead.
Thanks, George. I'm not a big fan of apartments. I let it be known last year when we had Maple Crest up. I didn't like their plans. I didn't like the number of the apartments. I'm for single family. And I heard people talking about filling the apartments. I know for a fact a lot of apartments that are being built are not at 100% capacity. They're building homes here, right down on E. Mastercraft just completed 2 homes. One of them are purchased already. The one that George is talking about over on KR, they got a player for it. I think there's a big market for single-family homes. Single-family homes are actually a plus to areas. When you get into large apartment complexes, what happens after a period of time, the area declines. The numbers speak for themselves. I've seen it time and time again in a higher populated area, higher density area. I had 16 years in Kenosha, and I was in an area, Mr. Santelli, you know what I had. It was not a nice area. I worked hard to keep it up. So when it comes to apartments, I'm not going to support them. I don't care if they got gold doorknobs or gold toilets or whatever. Now, the other thing about the your taxes going up because of this referendum, because of the fire department, I did a walkthrough off of E. I went east to some of them homes, some homes in my area. I knocked on about 20 doors. I talked to everybody. And a few of them said that, hey, we're going to be in big trouble. They won't be able to help us. Not true. It is not true. With the governmental agreements, intergovernmental agreements that they have with Pleasant Prairie and the city of Kenosha, and with how it's structured here in Summers, they have enough resources to take care of what we have now. We've got construction going on in this area. We've got a lot of homes being built in this area. The tax money is going to come in. It's generating revenue. And that revenue is going to help with the cost of them providing services. But for them to go out now today, get this grant money, and put it against the taxpayers, I don't think it's right. I'm into my 3rd year in my home. We bought it with my lot and the home. I just paid my taxes off. I was late, went today. $7,483. That referendum's probably going to increase my taxes by approximately 100 to 125 per 100,000. So I got to pay. I got to pay $850, $950 more. You don't do that to people. Mr. Stoner and the Planning Commission and the board, they've done real well in bringing projects into the area. Now we have to set on this and let the projects mature so the revenue comes in to offset the cost of the increase in personnel. And some people are telling me, no, we can't do it. We won't be able to support it. I don't believe it. I've been around long enough. I've read enough budgets. I think it can be done. So I just want to let you know that the board, the planning commission, they've done a good job from what I can see. The only thing that doesn't set good with me are the number of multifamily units are going to do to the area. The side-by-side condos are good. But when you get into 2-story, 3-story apartment buildings, 200, 300, 400 people in one area, it's not the right thing to do. Okay? Thanks for listening.
Mike?
I'm going to pass. I agree pretty much with what you'd said, Pat, but I'm going to just pass on that.
Thank you.
Vince?
I'm gonna hold my peace too right now.
Okay. So, everybody, there was a lot of different concerns out there on different subjects. Every third Saturday of the month, I hold a listening session here. I'd appreciate it if you would all come there. I usually have I try to have a state representative there, a county supervisor, and that we can more go into all the details and all the questions that you have about different things. I can tell you right now, there was a lot of concern about the apartment complex that's at L and Green Bay Road. I haven't heard the people that live there, the thing is about 95% full. They're already taking quite a bit of, what should I say, things for the apartments that are being the phase 2. And everybody, all the comments that I've heard about that, and even the mayor's daughter lives over there from the city of Kenosha. So that's all positive. When I went through Hawthorne over there, there's people that's been over there 4 and 5 years, and they love it. So I'm just saying that there's no negativity. For an outsider to take a look at that from Green Bay Road and L, yeah, it's high density in that, what people would say is high density. But I'm just saying that the people that live over there love it, and it's not cheap. I think a 3-bedroom is like $3,000 a month plus utilities. So there's no subsidies, no. So with that, I'll ask the board, we'll vote on the a motion to approve.
Need to ask for a motion.
Yeah, a motion to approve the comp plan and the rezoning, the land division, and the site plan review and exterior fenestration. What are we doing? That was
I'm not going to make a motion.
I'll decline as well.
Decline also.
Jerry? Patrick?
We're going to vote for 6 to 8, right? We're voting 6 to 8?
He's asking for somebody to make a motion.
I move to approve 6.
So can you speak into the microphone so everybody can hear you? Thank you.
I make a motion to approve item 6 to item 8.
We did that already.
We did that. We would go from item 9 through item 12.
9 through 12 is
Well,
this
I make a
9 through
motion to
12.
deny.
Say that one more time.
I make a motion on item 9 through item 12 to deny.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Oppose? I'm voting for it, so it would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 oppose, 1 approve. So for that, the amendment for the apartment complex has been denied from the Plan Commission.
It should be explained, so this is a recommendation to the village board. So there will be a follow-up meeting.
So this will come to the village board work session, and then it'll come, and then after the work session, then it'll come to the village board for approval. The Plan Commission is just a recommendation. That's all.
The next meeting.
I believe we have that scheduled for, I think, the 17th. Is that when we have it?
Of March?
Yeah.
St. Patrick's Day. How you doing, buddy?
We'll have the agenda posted for the 17th on Friday. I believe that's when we have it
Yeah.
scheduled for the first meeting.
I just want to, I was just asked by one of the plan commissioners, my listening sessions are the third Saturday of every month. So if you can make that, and then I can address, or you can call my office and that, and I can meet with you privately.
What time, George?
2 o'clock.
After he gets off the golf course.
Yeah. So with that, motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes? We're adjourned.